Hello, Joy Olson, BlockBuster Fundraising. We're talking case statements today. A funny quote by Jerold Panas, and we're going to review his book, Case Statements. I love Jerold Panas. He says, life is short, hell is hot, and the stakes are high when it comes to making your case. Tip number 1 from this fabulous book: send it to your draft. Send it to your highest level donor first to see if they like it, because it's extremely important that you write for the donor. And if they don't like it, or if they're not moved, you start all over again. Don't even think about tweaking it. You've missed your market. Start over again. In a case statement, you need to make very clear why you need to raise the money and how that money will be used. Explain in a case statement why you're worthy of the volunteer effort and financial support. Define who benefits and why your organization is uniquely positioned to provide the services and use the funds effectively. Donors want to know, what will my gift accomplish? And why your organization? You've got to answer those two questions. Don't ask for their money. Go for their heart and ask for their investment to change lives or save lives. Now here are 7 ways that your case statement will be used. Number 1, your case statement is assurance and a security agreement. It's an understanding and a commitment among your primary leaders and board members. Everyone must agree. Number 2, it provides a direction and a defined strategy for how to present your vision and the urgency to your primary constituencies effectively and dramatically. It's an expert witness for your mission. Number 3, a case statement informs leaders and workers of your program and your daydreams. You don't have to be modest about your dreams. A case statement will paint them out. A case statement, number 4, it gets you new friends and new leaders to your cause because it defines the purpose of the proposed program and shapes the destiny of your organization. 5th, a case statement. It's an early working document. It's a cultivation for prospective major donors, and you want to let those major donors, remember, be the first to review your case statement. It is an engaging cultivation tool. Number 6, a case statement is a document that helps others endorse and share your vision. So, you know what that means? That case statement needs a lot of confidence and passion. And 7th, your case statement becomes the source book and guide for the writing of your subsequent publications, articles, newsletters, etc. It transforms your mission into your dreams and the dreams into your results. With your case statement, make the risk of what you're doing seem challenging, exciting, and fulfilling. You define the objectives, you inspire the confidence, you dispel the questions, you propel the desired actions, and you light the candles. Panas often makes the presentation, listen to this, and then mails the case statement materials with a thank you letter after the visit, because he says it reinforces the visit and the presentation. Isn't that a good idea? So percolate on that one. I think it's great. He also mentions, emphatically mentions, that your title of the case statement can be amazingly important, and it's helpful if your title is intriguing. And in your case statement, you want to be able to substantiate why your organization is uniquely positioned to fulfill the program that you propose. When you send out your case statement before the visit and it says draft on the top, it is really effective tool with your very top donors, because this is a way that they will probably actually read it and be happy to mark it up. And if you get it back with a lot of markups, that's going to make you happy because they are really prepared. Another big tip for your case statement, Jerold Panas says, use a modest appearance in your case statement rather than an expensive campaign brochure, especially with your largest potential donors. He says it gives you the appearance of a low-cost, no-nonsense explanation of what the program is all about. Panas points out that your case statement is much like a prospectus the potential investor gets. The donor wants to know, what are the irrefutable reasons that I should invest or give to this program? What dividends will I receive? What will the result be of my gift? Why should I buy this company or gift to your particular organization? Is there a true market, a real need for this service that you are projecting? So you need to be able to answer those questions very effectively in every case statement you write. Okay? Now, here's what Panas says is exactly what should be included in your case statement. Number one, the title. Get them to read your case statement with a great title. Number two, grab the reader with a compelling quote. He says that works beautifully. Number three, your reputable case. You can develop the need and urgency. It's important that the case becomes bigger and even more significant than the organization itself. You've got to develop the need and the urgency. Number four, you talk about your unique position. This describes how your organization is uncommonly in a great position to meet the need head on. So you must burn that into the minds and hearts of the readers that you are ready to fulfill this need. Fifth, Panas says, wave the flag here. Describe your organization and your mission and your history. This would be the time. And six, reinforce the urgency. Remind the reader of how pressing the need is and that it must be dealt with immediately. This program cannot wait. Seventh, making it happen. In making it happen, this describes what will be required financially to relieve the need that you achieve. So, very, very important. These are all important. Eighth, Panas calls this the benediction, and he says this provides the close in the final blessing to the program. The theme, which has you've used selectively and effectively throughout your case statement, and you employ it, the theme, once again at the end for emphasis. Panas even talks about which font to use. He says serif font such as Times Roman is really good because research indicates that this font is the easiest to read, and also he points out that italics are more difficult to read And don't use reverse printing. That's very difficult to read. Your paragraphs. He says paragraphs with no more than 3 sentences are really the most desirable. He also points out that you need to labor over your sentences and use short sentences. 6 to 9 words are fabulous, even up to 12. But over 13 words in a sentence, he says, you're stretching the reader. He points out that you can take a lesson from USA Today. Look at their stories. The paragraphs are all one sentence. You use simple, understandable words, possibly no more than 3 syllables. The strong preference is to enclose the case statement in a 3-ring binder because your material will not be thrown out. And you put the name of your organization or institution on the spine and the title of your case on the front cover. And you want to use this for your very top donors for sure, because remember, this gives the appearance of a low-budget production, yet it's functional, and he says it can be surprisingly attractive. You want to make effective and frequent use of headings and subheadings. And he said, here, get out your Wall Street Journal. He says, take a cue from the Wall Street Journal. Because you notice that the headline helps introduce the whole story, and their subheads are then very tantalizing. So I'm going to put up a picture of a Wall Street example here. Panas says, use photographs throughout, and 1 to each page is not too many. But these photographs, they must be compelling and tell a story. And of course, he says proper cropping on these photographs is really essential, so you want to get a bright and creative designer. For your photographs, he says give captions, and that's very important. And he says the nicest thing that a reader or a donor can say about your case statement is, you make me feel like I'm right there with you. And that's exactly the feeling that you're after. Case statements normally run about 12 to 15 type pages. And that's with the design and the photographs. And he says it has to be well written. And it takes time to write a well-written case statement. He said, do not, under any circumstances, have your grant writer write your case statement. And if you can, hire a writer. And if you do hire a writer, he says they must have the passion. It's got to be written passionately with quotations from key people, because those quotations are engrossing and engaging, and they add zest and make your case statement come alive. Remember, give the approved last draft of the case statement to your very top prospects before it's in final form. This is an extraordinary cultivation tool. You've asked for their counsel and advice. So your reader must become susceptible and responsive to being excited by this. And this advice comes from Mary MacArthur. And she says, do you want your donor to know by making a gift that they have the power to change things? That it's their money, their decision? Absolutely you do. They want to see the impact of their gift, and it's your job to make that happen. So make believe that you're writing to a friend, and you want to convey that sense of intimacy in your writing for an audience of one. Okay, whew, that's a lot, right? Get a writer, hire a writer to help you too. So here is a checklist of things that you need before you start writing. 1, a brief history of your organization. 2, your mission statement. 3, your organization's short and long range objectives and goals. For your marketing or program plans, you want to show how you're going to reach those objectives and goals. 4, the results of a recent market research study if available. 5, your annual budget. 6, a description of your major programs and rationale of how these meet specific donor needs or client needs. 7, a membership or client information demographics of your current donors or clients. 8, your giving sources. 9, your growing constituency in your community. They need to know that you are going to be there to address these community concerns for the next few years. And 10, how you're going to meet those emerging needs. 11, specifics on the fundraising program, including the total goal and cost of your individual projects. 12, information on the role of the campaign and how the funds will translate into the people served in the lives changed and saved. 13, endorsements from recognized community leaders. 14, any characteristic of your programming history or individual relationships that you hold in high esteem. 15, tell about your founders and your CEO and your leaders who are key. Give them some information on those peeps. 16, do some interviewing. And these visits should probably take an hour, and they should include your board members, or 1 or 2 of your board members, 1 of your staff. And in these interviews, illustrate how people's lives were enhanced or changed through your programs. This will be very effective. So you want to create your documents so to really sell your reader, to sell your donor. You want to appeal first to the emotions and then the intellect. And painstakingly pick your words. Never ask for help. Instead, talk about an exciting opportunity, a program, an exciting program that you're presenting to the donor. You want to tell about the important investment a donor can make and how huge the dividends are. Be brief about expressing the problem. Devote more time to the solutions. Donors want to hear the good news, positive outcomes, and results. Focus on the incredible work being accomplished in less than an adequate facility. That's a lot better than describing a place that's unsafe. Just make certain the reader understands what problems you plan to solve. Don't use the word pledge, Jerold Panas says. Use the word gift as a fun, a very positive word. A pledge, contribution, even a donation do not have the same warm fuzzies as the magic word gift. And you want to break up your copy in your case statement with interesting headlines and set up heads and subheads. Tell your readers, constantly remind them what you want them to do, and be certain to use visual aids and quotations. You are moving your reader to action. Tell them what you want. Tell them what you want to do. Let's talk a little bit about your title and the concepts, because it's really important. Here are some samples that he gives in his book, Case Statements, and I really like them. Listen to this. To grow, to serve. Or how about this one? From success to significance. Or building on a dream. How about this? A place for new beginnings. How about setting a new stage? Or the right thing to do. How about this one? Wherever there is a need. So think hard on your title. Really make it compelling. Make it really interesting. Make it exciting. Panas reminds us, right for a 6th grader, if your mission statement is a dog or difficult to understand, consider revising it or paraphrasing in your case statement. And remember this, somewhere in your case statement you need a description of your organization's objectives. And these objectives are imperative. They propel you and propel the services that define you. And you want to describe your philosophy and the focus of your organization, both of which make your project invincible. All right, well, here are 3 elements that are necessary for a persuasive and compelling case. 1. Relevancy. It must be relevant. The case you build, you've got to substantiate it, and it's got to be spotless. All right. Secondly, your program must have a dramatic and an emotional appeal. It has to sizzle. Be creative. As we've mentioned, statistics will not trigger the spirit of the donor or the purse. And thirdly, urgency. You've got to stress and build an unrelenting sense of urgency. Nothing is more important. You must create an unambiguous and resolute declaration of solemn urgency of your program. And this is, in this particular place, Panas says this is one place that statistics can be a welcome friend when substantiating urgency. Okay? So when you are writing the case statement, you are transforming dreams into deeds. You search for every possibility that will make the project more expansive and worthy than the organization itself. You want to help your readers see the big picture. Oftentimes we think too small. Like a Chinese leader once was quoted saying, "We think too small, like the frog at the bottom of the well. He thinks that the sky is only as big as the top of the well." Well, if he surfaced, he would have an entirely different opinion. Your task is to help your readers see the big picture. All right, now I know that we're all really interested in our history, and lots of times you read your case statements and they start out with tons of history. Don't do that. He says put your history towards the end of your document because it really leads quite well into wrapping up your call to action, because you're wrapping up the history and the mission into describing the value of this project, your capital campaign project. So the final objective needs to be substantiated, carefully documented, and validated. It is based on proven urgent needs, and that's very important. And most importantly, Jerold Panas says he has never had a successful campaign based entirely on an anniversary celebration. So remember that. You want to base it on need, not your anniversary. Okay, so when you do use history, you need to show how your past performance helps ensure future results. So your task when you're using history is to transform your organization's mission and history into a great tomorrow in calculable service. So have the readers see your organization's mission and vision through their eyes, not yours, because of your writing. They seek new horizons. They want to break new barriers. Your readers, they're like on a Harrison Ford vision quest for the Holy Grail. They are willing to chart new courses into new approaches to new opportunities. You've prepared them for this. They now understand that your proposed program is the only way to effectively set the future. Your job is to make them see that. So Jerold Panas says, here's what you know. Growth in your organization stem from challenging turbulence, not stagnation. And if your organization, he says, is stagnating, it's dead. So people will not want to give to a stagnating organization. And he says there are 6 reasons that people will give to your organization, and he suggests you cover these in your case statement. Number 1, they believe in the work of your organization and its unique qualifications to provide the program and service the project. 2, their gift is going to change lives or save lives. 3, they want to make a difference, all right? And they are joining others. Your case statement asks them to make an investment, and your case statement has to respond to these above issues to be effective. Last but not least, here's what you should probably do, Jerold Panas says, before you start. 1, what is the final objective? What's the final objective you want to achieve in this case statement? 2, what are the kinds of concerns and objections most likely to be raised about the program, about the costs, about the results? Be prepared for those. 3, what are the most meaningful benefits if the program is funded? Be able to answer those. 4, can the results be substantiated? 5th, why is your organization the most effective, the most logical choice for undertaking this program? 6, what are the reasons that the donor should make the investment? Hey, it's probably going to take you a couple of days in preparing this to go through these questions and answers. But Jerold Panas says that if you do this, it's probably going to save you many days in the future. So just get out your yellow pad and start answering those questions. And if you do, you're going to have a much better case statement. So answer those questions before you even start. And keep this in mind. Keep this in mind. The case is about your needs. Your organization doesn't have needs. It has answers. People have needs. Your organization has the answers. So your case isn't about money either. It's about changing lives and saving lives. The case is about giving. It's about joining others in a glorious cause that will touch lives in a very special way. Case statements, they are a bear. I think that Jerold Panas' book on case statements is probably one of the very best in the business. I hope that some of these tips will really help you out today, and get the book for yourself because it's fabulous. Hey, Joy Olson here at BlockBuster Fundraising saying thanks for having been here today. We look to inspire and help keep you excited about your fundraising every single week with our lives at Tuesday at 1 p.m. JoyOlsonGroup.com and BlockBusterFundraising.com. Lots more information. BlockBuster has a great YouTube channel, way over 300 free fundraising videos, and we have a great IGTV Instagram channel. So thank you very much. Here's to a wonderful case statement for your organization. Bye-bye. Thanks.